Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. It is Hampton and Corey here, and I'll start with a quick story. You'll be able to watch Corey's face get red. He'll start blushing as I'm speaking, but I remember when he started at WildSpark a handful of years ago. I think he was the last person at the office, but I forgot something and I came in, or maybe I was getting there really early one morning and I walk in and I see Corey there just taking out all the trash, and that was a lesson for me. Candidly, I don't think I've taken out the trash a ton of times in our office. I definitely have before, and I made sure that every single person saw that I was doing it. I'm kidding. I don't think I did that. But the lesson today is sometimes you just need to take out the trash. And I want to hear what Corey has to say about it.
Yeah, and I'll share about it, and love to hear you give some commentary around the idea of ownership. Because to me, this is all about ownership. It's about see a need, meet a need. And it's fascinating to me. It's like a leadership case study. Sometimes in our office, we'll get Costco orders, right? We'll get Costco orders once a month. We'll have like Costco deliver snacks and drinks and everything to the office, and it will be unpacked, and there'll be boxes just laying around. It's like fascinating case study of leadership to see how long will those boxes stay there. How many people are going to walk by those boxes and look at them and not do anything about it? And so I'm not like digging on our team here for that, and not trying to point a finger at whoever picks them up and takes them, but it really points the finger to think about other parts of your business where people may see things and not do anything about it. And as a leader, we want to create an environment to where there is ownership, right? There's an ownership mindset that people see a need, they meet a need, and that's their wiring, that's their makeup, that's their mindset. But it's also the way that we've created our culture to empower people to be able to solve problems or do whatever they need to do. In this case, we're talking about like physical trash, right? It's like, okay, the trash cans are full, or someone took the bag out and tied it up and set it down, didn't take it to the dumpster. Yeah, we're talking about physical trash in our conversation here. But I believe there's all kind of parts of business to where there's opportunities to see a need and meet a need. And the business suffers whenever people just leave the boxes there, or they leave the trash there, and they don't either feel empowered or they don't want to get their hands dirty, so to speak, and go solve a problem. And so what do you think? Like, we have this idea of this ownership mindset, which is taking the trash out is really, it's an ownership mindset of see a need, meet a need, because at the end of the day, somebody has to do it, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going to let the trash just pile up to where it becomes untenable. Somebody eventually has to do it. And so how do you think that translates to leadership in this idea of a ownership mindset?
Confession to everyone listening to the Leadership Spark podcast. Every personality assessment I've taken, and I also live inside of my brain and I know the way that I think, it's hard for me to do things that I am not quite sure what is in it for me. Like that's confession to everyone listening here. It's a challenge, and I think this is the ultimate sign of humility. I remember I put out a poll on LinkedIn one time, what's the number one leadership characteristic you want in your leader? And everybody's saying humility, and humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's just thinking of yourself less. And there's another quote that I love it's amazing, or there's no limit to what you can do or where you can go if you don't mind who gets the credit. And so if you're thinking less of yourself, if you don't mind who gets the credit, then you're not only looking at, okay, here's my job description, I'm only going to stay in that lane. And the reality is, not that you want to do this for performance, but I thought much higher of Corey when I saw him take out the trash. He wasn't doing it to show off. He's probably done it a lot of times when nobody's seen him do it. But I think at the end of the day, it is a sign of humility to say that nothing is ever beneath you to do.
So here's the go and do. Take out the trash. I remember watching. I can't remember exactly who did this, but I was watching. It was a military leader who was giving a speech. I believe at a college commencement. And he was talking about the power of making your bed every morning, and it's really about the power of habit and doing the small things that ultimately build habits to be able to do the other things in your life that you want to do. And so, starting by making your bed is one. So that's why we say your go and do is to take out the trash, because it's your way to demonstrate and practice an ownership mindset. That if you do those types of things over and over, it will translate into other parts of your life. And hopefully it'll be contagious with your team, and you'll start to see the impacts of having ownership mindset within your team.